What's up, everyone? I wanted to give the stream a minute to go live, so I hope you enjoyed the lo-fi. I just wanted to touch very briefly on what Matt and I were talking about earlier when we were speaking about, this is encoded, this is encrypted, encoding is not protecting something, because a lot of times they can look super similar. So I'm just going to do a super short live stream because I'm lazy and it's a great way to record things. So let's talk about it. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. I'm going to show you sort of exactly what I'm talking about here. If it'll allow me to do so. So if we look really quick at encoding, we'll start there. Encoding is a great way to sort of put information in a friendly format. We use it all the time to save things to databases or pass it a URL. So if I were writing an application, I would encode something. So let's have a quick peek here. We'll blow this up a little bit. So if we look at, this is a tool that I've been using forever to encode things. So we're gonna pick on base 64 since that's the moral of the story here. And I've got some famous demo text, and I'm going to encode it, right? And that's the encoded text, right? So I could send this to you right now, and all you have to do is if I just duplicate this tab real quick, and I copy this and I paste it. Whoops, try actually copying it there. There we go. And I paste it, I can decode it. It's the same thing, right? So this is a great way. Like, let's say I need to pass a variable, in a URL, and it's got that. Well, it's tricky to pass some of these characters in a URL. So I can URL encode it, and that's a great way to go about things, and obviously the standard. But another option I have for storage or transmitting is I can base 64 it. It's very easy to pass on a URL, right? And I can put that in a get variable or however I need to operate. Encryption is very different, right? It provides protection. So we're going to use ideally some sort of key. Now, this is just a random website I found out on the internet to try to check it out. But so I do not trust this website to encrypt things is what I'm saying. Obviously, I'm not encrypting state secrets here, but we're going to go ahead and try it out. So it's going to let me encrypt something. I can define my own key, or it'll pick one for me. I'm just going to let it pick one for me. Never, ever pick your own encryption keys. All right. Use a random number generator. And we're just going to use, 256-bit AES. Good enough for this demonstration. I'm going to encrypt it. All right. And here's our encrypted ciphertext. But wait, Dom, that looks exactly like the base 64, just about, right? Like, obviously not the same value. And that's because this tool has done us a favor and encrypted and encoded it, right? And here's the deal. I can send this again in the clear, and, I can share this password with you in some secure way and this IV in some secure way. I'm not going to dive into what an IV is in this video. But I'm going to take this. I'm going to use my same fancy decoding tool. I'm going to decode it, and I get this. And this is blobs, right? This is literally just bytes of data. And this is what we use encoding for, because I can re-encode it. And there's a solid chance this got lost in translation here. But the point is I can pass this over whatever I want. I can write it on a piece of paper if I think you're adventurous enough to type it in. But my point is when I decode it, it's absolutely useless. So this is encrypted, and then we encoded it to be able to send it over the air. So I hope this helps. I want you to know the difference between encryption and encoding. Encoding is not a secure way to send things. It is a convenient way to send things, perhaps after we've encrypted it. So take that for what you will. It is very easy to decode anything base 64. If it decodes to something like this, it's either not text, which is totally possible, right? We can encode entire files in base 64. It's a very common way to embed, say, a small image in a web page. So if it decodes something like this, it's either, something else that's not text. So you're seeing bytes and your computer's doing the best it can to translate that, or it was encrypted, and that's a good thing. So if you have any questions, shoot them out, and we'll talk soon.